the big company.
Fantastic. No, Jim, that's really exciting. Just got a quick question for you there, Jim. Okay, and I just want to pick up on one of the stereotypes or perceptions of apprentices. And I've worked around apprenticeships for an awful long time now. I'd tell you how many years, but it would show how old I am. When you engage with people about apprenticeships, there is still a perception very often that apprenticeships fit two or three categories. First of all, they're for the kids that are coming out of school, and they're for young people. Secondly, an apprenticeship is perhaps for those kids that don't have the grades to go on and do more complex academic subjects in college and those kind of things there. And thirdly, the perception that an apprenticeship perhaps is inferior to academic qualifications in some way. Those are three perceptions that I have to counter in my conversations an awful lot. Jim, looking at you, and with respect, I notice you're not 16 fresh out of school and that you are still pursuing an apprenticeship. How do you perceive those things, and why did you choose to do an apprenticeship in the first place?
Yeah. So pretty much, being nearly 40 years old, my understanding of apprenticeships of old was your city and guild certificate at the end of a 2-year course. And it was very sort of manually focused, whether it be electrician, brickie, something like that. So I certainly had that same idea of what apprenticeships were, and they were very, very hard to come by, certainly when I was back at school. So what really drove me to an apprenticeship, or a modern apprenticeship, was that I was having had a few jobs. My last job was working as a grounds maintenance operative. I've been self-employed and also employed. I ended up with an industrial injury, which meant I couldn't carry on in the industry that I was in. And so I was looking for a career change. And I was at the stage, again, as you are, most people are when they're at this age, where you've got to pay bills. And I knew that for me, I wanted to change career. It meant learning, going back to school, but I couldn't go back in a traditional sense where I could just self-fund myself for a number of years. It had to be in apprenticeships. And I researched myself on what the apprenticeship landscape looks like now. I saw some massive changes in the last 2 years, or after COVID, in how apprenticeships were delivered, the subjects covered, and what was on offer. So numerous industries now offer apprenticeships. Is not just in the manual sector, and it certainly isn't the apprenticeships of old, i.e. your certificate at the end of 2 years.